All right, everyone, welcome back for another episode of Carnivore Trade. Today's Monday, October 11th, 2021. So market's slipping here a little bit as we get into the final 10 minutes of trading here. Market's closed in about 9 minutes. Triple Q's down 6/10, mirroring the spiders also down 6/10, and the Dow down just over 6/10 as well. So kind of just negative across the board here. Russell 2000 down 0.5%, so doing a little bit better. But again, Russell's just been range bound for a while. Now, a couple of things about today. So we have very light volume today as the bond market is closed. And typically this is when you have the bond market closed, any type of holiday, you're going to expect light volume in the stock market. And usually that bodes well for the upside. And we're not seeing that today. In fact, we're getting dangerously close to this gap fill here on the SPY. Let's take a look at the hourly. Yeah, we're basically there right now. So let's see, 434.91. Yeah, we're right there right now at this. We're filling this gap here. So spiders should get a bounce here, but market's really not holding up very well. And I've talked about this. I said over the weekend and last week that I don't think that this is the low. I still think we have to make another leg down, probably to that 200 moving average. Doesn't mean it happens tomorrow. We could probably hold up for a little bit. I think we could trade up as high as 445, 444 on the spider here. I have this resistance drawn in, and that 50 MA is probably going to be some resistance as well, even though it is somewhat minor at this point. But market's just really not holding up very well. But there's a few things out there that are a little concerning. For one, the VIX is really kind of asleep right now, getting a nice pop now in the later part of the day, but not showing anything too bearish here on the VIX. And you also have Bitcoin right now, possibly on breakout. Now let's take a look at TradingView, because it's tracks a little bit better because it goes on the weekends. You can see this trend line. So on Thinkorswim, we have Bitcoin above this trend line, but on the actual Bitcoin chart here, which is the one you want to follow more closely because it tracks the weekends and all sorts of stuff that the futures don't. But we're actually right into that resistance. So, Bitcoin holding up for now, but the point is risk assets are doing well. And I consider Bitcoin a risk asset, especially at this point. And with the market being weak, it suggested to me that we're not seeing a true sort of emergency right now, although the Russell is dumping pretty nicely as we get into the final 10 minutes here. But the one thing we do have, though, notably today, let's take a look at financials. So financials possibly rolling over here. Look at this red bar down on JP Morgan. You got a nice pop, printed a fresh all-time high, and now reversing. So maybe a little bit of a fake breakout on JP Morgan. Take a look at Morgan Stanley. This thing's going back to $90. Pretty sure of that, actually. Nice little bear flag there. Measure move should take you to about 90. May even get as low as the 200 moving average, but I think Morgan Stanley is topped out for the time being. Goldman's holding up pretty well, but a little bit of a chop there. It hasn't made the all-time high that JP did. And if we look at VFH, which really tracks the large banks, you're seeing that reversal candle there as well. Same thing on the XLF. Also energy, nice reversal on XLE. So if you go back to this monthly chart here, this long trend line here, that's where you're finding resistance here on the XLE. And also crude. We've been talking a lot about crude lately. Look at this reversal here on crude. So and this, we have light volume today. The bond market's closed, so we shouldn't really be getting these types of moves, but we are. So there's definitely something going on underneath the surface. Let's just put these trend lines back up on crude here. So we talked about this being a definite breakout on crude, but if it reverses this week, that can change very quickly. If we print a deep red week, that could be a false breakout on the weekly. But for now, we'll give crude the upside bias. It's holding up. One area of energy that is not holding up as well as nat gas. Nat gas continuing to the downside, so it could not hold that 20 moving average. And nat gas coming in, this is probably going to go back and test that 475 area. Maybe gets a bounce at $5. You got this 50 moving average in here, but this is probably going to come down into this range here in the near term. So nat gas may be looking a little toppy. I said over the weekend that a lot of the news, and I mean, there's a lot of bad news about energy right now. My energy bill almost just doubled. I don't know about you guys, but my September energy bill looked like July, and I called my company and I was like, what the heck is going on here? It's getting out of control. But as far as the markets are concerned, it's starting to look like a lot of this is getting priced in, at least in nat gas. So just bear that in mind. Let's flip over to tech really quick. I still think tech is a little, I mean, it was oversold. It's getting less oversold now. It had a nice bounce. I still think it could have one potential leg up, maybe to the 369, 370 handle there on the triple Qs in the near term. And I mean, if we look at the 10-year yield, you are into a little bit of resistance here, actually pretty decent resistance. So that would make sense that if bonds get a little bit of a bid, that would help tech out. And you know, with that said, though, you did hit this lower part of this trend line here, this channel on the QQQ, going back to really last year, last September actually, so really a full year now, and then some. And so that is major support. So we should get a decent bounce off of that. We've had a decent one now, but I think there's still a possibility for another little pop here. However, semiconductors are very soft. Look at that. Could not get above the 100 moving average, and I told you guys last week that was significant, that it couldn't do that. And then selling off Friday, and now continuing to sell. Look, it tried to rally today. Now you're getting a you know, a shooting star candle on the daily here. So semi's looking soft here, so that is not a good look. Cloud software has held up well, but a lot of cloud software is made up of Oracle and Microsoft, which have been really held up really well. Other companies like ServiceNow, Cloudflare's done actually okay. You know, CrowdStrike has pulled back. Some of these other cloud software names, you know, Zoom has been very soft. You know, that's kind of been known for a while, but yeah, the IGV is still in a, you know, it's still holding up okay, but still beneath the 50 and the 20 moving average. So tech in a little bit of trouble here, but I still think that there is possibly some short-term upside, at least in the near term. Dollar index getting a bid. Again, we talked about this inside bar, and yeah, really just kind of playing out as expected. So I still think it probably needs to do a little bit more backing and filling. I don't think this is going to be a breakout move here, but dollar getting a nice bid today, at least in the near term here. We also have OPEX this week, so just bear that in mind. And with the dollar stronger, obviously gold under a little bit of pressure, silver as well. Platinum, I told you guys it was going to stall out around 1025 or so. Got up there on Friday, got almost up to 1040, and then you know, had a nice little rally this morning, but pulling back now. So platinum's got a little bit of backing and filling to do to get through all this chop here. The one precious metal that has done well is palladium. Nice pop off the lows there. It is coming off of the highs. There's a lot of sellers in there, and you have that 50 MA down sloping, but nice little pop there off the lows for palladium. So as far as the precious metals are concerned, palladium having a nice little pop here over the last couple of days. Also keep an eye on the meme stocks. So GameStop had a nice pop today. It does have a nice inside bar. I did get kind of a buy signal last week based on the close, and these meme stocks may run a little bit here. There's been chatter, a bullish call buying on AMC and GME for this week, so keep that in mind as well. Just something to pay attention to. Market's about to close here. Let's take a look. So Spider's really dumping out here. Yeah, it looked like they were going to pin this to 436, but this bear flag is playing out. So Spider's filling that gap on the hourly, and yeah, look at the semis. Wow, what a rollover there. Semis rolling over hard. Yeah, big rollover on the semis. I am watching these telecom companies. at&t, this is into a major support level. March 2020 here. And Verizon as well. This is wickedly oversold. I think this has bottomed. This is a screaming buy to me. I think these telecom stocks, this looks like capitulation low. Look at the volume there, the dump out after the dog downtrend. I like these telecom stocks in this area. Just putting that out there for you guys if you're interested. Anyways, I won't keep you guys too much longer. You guys take care. I'm going live in about 25 minutes for patrons only, so if you want to get in on that, become a patron, I guess. But anyways, guys, take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow.